Hey guys, Motivational Monday. I'm recording this on Sunday night, so I apologize if I look a little tired and the lighting isn't super great. Um, okay, two things I want to talk about today that I think are super important. The first thing is this is a lifestyle we have to choose over and over and over again. And I know that can be a really hard thing to accept. I often thought that the reason that I struggled with motivation was because I just couldn't decide to do this. I couldn't decide long term commitment, I'm ready to do this. And here's the thing, that's a myth. So, motivation in general is a myth because how often do you truly feel motivated to do the stuff that you don't love to do? Like, I love to eat Ben and Jerry's ice cream. I do not love doing cardio. That's just kind of the reality. So my motivation to do the stuff that I don't love is not super, super high. But my thing that is super, super high is my commitment to being disciplined. So over time, we just develop these patterns and the sense of discipline that helps us, but that can take a while. That can take a while. So in the meantime, until it becomes a habit, and the honest to goodness truth, I really believe that you've got to get consistent about working out for probably 6 months to a year before it really becomes a part of your life that's a discipline. But if we're really being honest here, what we have to do is we have to choose every day. We have to choose every single day to make healthy choices because we're not just going to wake up and feel motivated. That is not true. And it's actually this really awful self-defeating thing because we wake up and we're like, I just don't feel motivated today. What's wrong with me? Why can't I get motivated? And we get stuck in that cycle. But it's not about that. It's about deciding. And you don't decide just once. You decide over and over and over again, probably multiple times per day as well. So that's really the first thing that I really wanted to bring up to you was this is a commitment we have to make over and over and over again. If we're talking about it like in a spiritual sense, and I know we're all at different places with that and in our beliefs, but from a spiritual perspective, like you don't just decide you have faith one time. You choose that over and over and over again. If it's, if you've got something you're passionate about in life, you don't just become passionate about it once. You engage with that passion over and over and over again. If you have friendships, you choose to maintain those relationships by putting into them over and over and over again. A marriage, it's the same thing. I mean, gosh, there are days I wake up and I'm like, who did I marry? Wasn't it easier being single and having the bed all to myself and never having laundry all over the floor? I leave my clean laundry on the floor because I'm lazy about putting it away, but dirty laundry always goes in the hamper for me. So, but I have to choose to be engaged in that relationship over and over and over again. I have to choose the same thing for the relationship I have with myself and with my own body and with my own mind and with my own health. That's not a one-time decision. I do think there come points for us where we draw a line in the sand and we say, hey, I'm going to move forward from this point and I'm not looking back. But truthfully, even if you draw the line in the sand, at some point, you are going to have to look back and say, okay, I'm choosing again. I'm choosing to get up and do the workout. I'm choosing to make the meals. I'm choosing to go grocery shopping. I'm choosing to stay away from the soda. Whatever it is for yourself, you are going to have to choose over and over and over again. And here's the great thing. Because you're choosing over and over and over again, you're not setting yourself up for an impossible goal of only choosing once and being perfect. Because you're choosing over and over and over again, you are able to give yourself grace when you need it. I'm recording this on a Sunday night after a weekend that was kind of rough for me emotionally, and I ate ice cream today. There was Ben and Jerry's in my life today, and it's okay. And I don't believe in blowing all of your work by eating feelings. That's something I struggle with. But I do know that tomorrow morning, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to choose myself. I'm going to choose myself, and I'm going to choose my commitment to myself over and over and over again. And it has nothing to do with motivation, and it has everything to do with me making a choice over and over and over again. And it has nothing to do with this long-term myth that we tell ourselves that we have to be the most motivated person in the world. I don't care who you are, even the people who are most successful at the top of whatever they're doing, athletes, CEOs, professionals, people that you would look at and admire and say, wow, those people never falter. Oh, yes, they do. They just choose. They choose to keep going. And when they have a moment of weakness, they don't let it destroy their forward momentum. So that's the first thing I want to talk about. The second thing I want to just bring up today is I think a big part of why we struggle to choose ourselves and choose our commitments over and over again is because we don't know what our end goal really is. And if we make our end goal, I'm going to be talking about this a lot this week on all of my social media platforms multiple times. If we make our end goals, being a certain scale, number on the scale, or, fitting into a certain size pair of jeans, or having a body that looks like someone we emulate, then we are always going to struggle. Because we're going to put an unrealistic amount of pressure on ourselves. And, sorry, I just got a text and I don't know what it's from, or who it was from. So, yeah, let me go back to that. But we just put this undue amount of pressure on ourselves to be perfect, and to achieve things that we don't necessarily have to achieve to be our best selves. So I'm just going to be flat out honest. I read this article this week about body image and media and Instagram being a way that's kind of distorting female body image because it's super perfected, and we have people like not knocking people's choices, but like there was this picture posted a little while ago of Kylie Jenner like bootylicious and everything, and it's just this thing that these types of images are what we see, and we see is like, why don't I look like that? Why don't I have the juiciest booty on the block? Or if you have a pancake booty, you have a pancake booty, and it's okay, and you can do thousands and thousands of squats, but it may never be bootylicious, and that's fine. And like, we look at our bodies and we pick them apart and we say, why doesn't my body look like this? Like, there are days where I struggle where I'm like, why don't my abs look like Autumn's? Like, because that's on my body. I don't know if I'll ever have abs like that. I've never actually tried, so I don't know that I can. But like, with my booty, like, I know I've got some potential there because that's how my body is built. Bottom half of my body is like one of the Williams sisters, like, for real. Like, I can work a booty into shape. But some people don't have that. And like, I'm never going to have these like narrow, delicate shoulders or, this tiny, slim upper body. That's not my body, and it doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be. And I need you to really look at yourself and say, I've been gifted with this amazing body, and I want to take care of it, and I want to love it, and I want to feed it and move it and do all of these great things because it's just good for me. And it's not about having a Kardashian ass. It's not about being perfect. It's not about living up to some standard. It's not about being sexy. It's like, if you feel all of that as a byproduct of what you're doing for yourself, then great. Those are good things. But if that's your end goal, then you will always go off track. So what's your end goal? To be a happy, healthy person. A person who can live their life with balance. A person who eats cake on their birthday and doesn't stress out when they go out to dinner with friends occasionally. But a person who also understands that drowning themselves in emotional eating is not going to get them where they want to be and is not going to solve the emotional problems that they have. That's what it is. That's what we're looking for. And I want you to remember that none of that comes through some magical motivational gift that some people are born with and some people aren't. What it does come through is choosing yourself over and over and over every single day. And what it does come from is understanding that your long-term goals are not about outside approval or outside validation. They are about you being your best self for you, because you friggin' matter. And there are people who will tell you that you don't. And one of those people usually lives in your own head. But there are people who tell you that you don't and that you shouldn't because they don't want you to be the best version of you because they don't know how to be the best version of them. And there are those people that may hold you back, and you just have to look past it, and you have to focus on you, and you have to focus on what matters. And what matters is being happy and healthy and balanced. That's what matters. Nothing else. Everything else is a byproduct of that. So it's Monday. We are going to go out and hit it hard this week. Today you have 2 challenges. One is to set your goals for this week and drop them in the comments. You can do that at your daily check-in if you want, or earlier in the day. I'm going to set mine this morning and drop them in there. And then 2 is wall sits. Woo! So I hate wall sits, and I'm going to learn to love them. No, I just think they're kind of fun, and I'm going to challenge you to do a wall sit today and time yourself. It doesn't matter if you do it for 10 seconds or if you do it for 2 minutes. Whatever you want to do. And however far you get, that's great for you, because for some of you, it may be the first time doing a wall sit since like junior high PE. And guess what? I'm really strong in my legs, but I can't hold my wall sit for very long. I really can't. So let's try it out. Let's do it. Let's test ourselves. Let's push ourselves. Let's try something new today. So do a wall sit and then share your time. If you want to set it up with the camera timer on your phone and take a picture of yourself while you're doing it, then you can do that too. That's what I'm going to do. So wall sit, set your goals. Be sure to check in at the end of the day. I love you ladies. You keep me going. You inspire me every single day with your dedication. And no one's perfect, and no one has completely perfect months. But we do all have forward momentum, and we are all capable, and we're all going to do this together. So love you ladies. Have a wonderful day. I will get with you shortly.